Welcome to ATD Garage. We just hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel thanks to you guys. We really appreciate it. We've been going at this for 6 years now. What we wanted to do is go through all the projects that have been on the channel so far.
The first thing that started our love for this, for both me and Joey, and that's the four-wheeler. It only really got one video, I think, on the channel, and it was when we were driving it around. For whatever reason, we were just trying to break it. It's here now, not broken. We did wheelies. We broke the output shaft in half.
I did it.
Yep. So it was a group effort, though. You know, rebuilt the trans thingy. Gave it its third oil change in 10 years.
Not much to this thing, but she's a beast. She's been around forever, and well, should we show it?
Yeah. We'll fire it up. It fires up somehow. It's a little tired, but you gotta run and get it sometimes. Oh, one kick today. A little smoky sometimes. A little bit.
This here is my 1989 Prelude. This is second in line because she hasn't really been around that long. She only has one video. We washed it. Well, I think we did a video picking it up too, didn't we?
Yeah, we did a video picking up. That was the first one. The second one, well, no, you did one working on it, and then we washed it. So there's actually three.
This thing has had all kinds of issues, from intake leaking to
Coolant leaking,
fuel
to
filter.
oil.
It's gone through 2 heads now.
Not gaskets, heads.
Yeah, whole heads. Likes to bend valves, these things. Honestly, this one isn't really going to be on the channel that much. I got a matching one, same year, almost the exact same car, except it's a 5-speed and it has the 4-wheel steer. So that's probably going to be the one I'm going to be working on. Been trying to source a motor for it, and yeah, it's kind of sitting in pieces, but I've been driving this thing around, so I figured we'll pull it up for the special event here. Kind of dented and rusty all over the place.
Even after we tried to clean it.
It's a 2.0 SI model. We're gonna crank this one up too and show you that it runs. When I bought it, the odometer didn't work, and it says it has 177,000 miles on it, but I'm not buying that for a second.
So this is something you've probably never seen on the channel, but it is in one video. And we went to, what was it, Tri-Cities?
Yakima. Sunnyside-ish.
We went somewhere that wasn't here.
Middle of fucking nowhere is where it was.
And it hasn't been on the channel because it doesn't have a motor in it. However, we do need to do something with it. Joey's been searching for motors because it's worthy of a motor, because somebody went through, actually fairly decently restored it. If they didn't restore it, it's actually a really good example of an original one. But I think the person we bought it from said that they started restoring it. Is the only reason we know that.
Well, it was part of an estate sale.
That's
so
right.
We pretty sure the previous owner passed away and never got around to finishing it. This was basically the last lawn tractor that International made with the Cub Cadet name before Cub Cadet became what it is now. So it's a Cub Cadet, but it's got the International colors, it's got the International logo on it. And yeah, other than the stock motors on these things were known to throw rods, which isn't really that cool, so that's why it doesn't have a motor in it. There's nothing really going on there. It is a shaft driven, which is kind of cool, but yeah, I gotta find something that'll fill that hole. I've been looking at diesel stuff, but Alibaba's kind of been my only bet as far as that goes, and I'm not too comfortable with that.
So this here is my 1975 Honda CB360 T. It's got disc brakes. That's the T. Man, got this for 250 bucks 2 years ago, I think, at this point. I planned on, when my Impala was going to leave, to the body shop to start working on this. That did happen. We got a little excited before it left. We started working on it. We dropped a clip from the motor into the cylinder. That guy specifically right there. He might have.
This fucking guy, he's fucking blaming everything on me.
Yeah, you delayed this 2 years. So that happened. Then it sat for literally another year. And then one day I was like, I want the motorcycle to run. So I did that. Ordered new cylinder jugs thing for it because it sat. It was last registered in '78, and no idea when it ran last at that point, but one cylinder was completely full of rust. So finally got the motor rebuilt, cleaned it up, put about 38 miles on it last summer, and it sat around, and we're here now, still waiting to get a title for it. I gotta go to the Popo, talk to them, be scared, and get a title for it. Anyway, so that's the bike. It's only been on the channel, I think twice. Just once when I got it, second when we got it running. But other than that, it's been good. I don't think it'll fire up for us today. We got it running earlier, but it didn't. This is the first time I've had it running this year after winter, and he is not happy. Spin that to run. She is not gonna run.
Come on, little girl.
Nope.
So this here is my 1998 and a half Ram 3500. It's a 24 valve 6BT Cummins. It's got a 5-speed 4x4 dually. It's basically my dream spec of truck, but as you can tell, I am slightly neglectful. I hit, there's these damn pigs in the road last year, or 2 years ago.
Pigs on wheels.
Pigs on wheels with the lights on top. Hit one of them, and I deleted my bumper and my grill, and that's how I got these cool lights too. That's basically the only thing I've done to this thing is I've put lights on it. Just been maintenance on this thing. It's got like 260,000 miles on it. Still starts up and runs like a dream every single day.
If you want to see one of the more interesting ones we've done, let's check out the cracked frame repair video.
We all took turns welding on it. It was like basically completely cracked. Had to cut out the old welds of some dummy that did it before and wrench on it, straighten it back out. Other than that, this thing's been good to me. Just goes, I don't know. It's basic, boring, it's a daily. As far as plans for this goes, I really just want to pull the motor. I might get it machined out to make it have another 200,000 miles in it. And then get a rebuilt transmission, rebuilt transfer case, basically just go through the motor top to bottom and kind of just buy myself a few more years, and then if I really feel crazy, there's a compound turbo setup you can order on the internet, and
watch out,
600 horsepower. But
on the internet,
yeah, that's where we are right now.
That place is crazy.
Not very many plans for this. I kind of just want to restore it and make it look nice and run good, and hopefully this will be the tow pig for the channel at some point.
Stop a few of the leaks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's got a few. Basically, you don't got to worry about it rusting out.
Yeah, she's beat to shit. Nothing to it.
Yep. Onwards. Hey. This freaking guy. This here is our 1978 Sears GT 19.9. Not 20, 19.9, very specific for legal reasons that we're not going to get into. Not our problem. Nicknamed Big Sears because it's the big block of the other one that we have over there we'll get to later.
This was the most expensive Sears when it was purchased. I didn't pay a dime for it, but this guy did.
When I picked it up, it did come with a bunch of attachments, which is why it was, well, it wasn't too, it was $400, which honestly, looking back, not bad. We got a handful of attachments and this. At one point it was our least reliable one. It took forever for us to get this thing to run right. I think there's a handful of videos on it. We'll show you the first one when we get it right here. And the most popular one that we did on it was when we pulled your dad's truck. But that was when we finally got this stupid thing running, and ever since then it's been dead nuts reliable. It starts just like that.
Oh, it was a condenser, right?
Yeah, it was a condenser.
We thought it was a fuel issue forever.
We changed it. We even bought another carburetor, points.
That's right, I forgot.
Coil, spark plugs, we did everything. And finally, for whatever reason, the Chinese condenser that we'd put in it with the points was the problem. We put the original one back in. It's been perfect ever since. The only modifications we've done to it, however, it was missing an air cleaner. So Joey Joey doesn't like this, but I think it's, well, he likes it. He's mad that it works as well as it does. Hurrah. Dust and everything. Look at that. Wood air cleaner. Just the regular quick release air cleaner.
No nut required on that.
No nut required.
No nut November.
No nut on this wood. Still have yet to find the actual metal air cleaner, even on eBay. One of you guys sees one, send us a comment. I would love to buy it because this little gap in here plugs the air cleaner pretty quick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right now we got it set up. It mows, and it mows pretty damn good. Even don't look at this belt. It's a little crunchy, but it works.
It does.
It mows good.
The only other thing that we've slightly modified is I got bored one day and I hated the orange that it initially was when we first got it. So I went through with some steel wool because I saw that they just basically painted over the silver. Kind of gave it a patina-y look, which is supposed to be shiny, but it's the work rig, so it's dirty and dusty and it became not shiny anymore. Probably one of our favorite attachments that we own is this because it has an engine and it does cool things.
It's a rototiller. It, for somehow, it attaches to the 3-point system on these Sears tractors, and it goes up and down. It's got an actual like lift system in it. And it's got a little electric motor with plastic gears in it, and it somehow lifts this whole thing up.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it does.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever really used, there's only one video on this on the channel. It was when, basically all I did was, got it running when we got it. We got it from the guy that we initially got the other Sears from, I keep saying. Got it running, used it that year. It sat for another, as rototillers do. And this year we got it out to film this. Believe it or not, put gas in it, second pull.
Well, should we get her started up?
Let's do it. There she goes. Listen to that.
It's got like a little chop to it.
Little chop. Jeez, man.
I'd say that could rotationally till some land right there.
Oh, yeah.
This is our most recent creation on the channel. This is the drift trike.
Creation's a word.
Our biggest failure by far. Yeah, I wouldn't say
It depends. Our biggest learning experience, I
Yes.
guess, is how we would put this.
So this thing started off as a, like, what are they called? Buggy bike?
Like a sand bike, a dune bike, or something like
Yeah,
that.
with these fat tires on it.
Yeah.
And we got it from a friend in high school, and we always wanted to build a drift trike out of it, and we finally did it this last year.
Yep.
And well,
All we did was make it fast, not drift.
between the engine not really being the most ideal for this setup and our funky frame,
Yeah.
it just kind of doesn't work. I do have a V2 planned.
Yep.
I'm actually thinking about putting it in CAD because we kind of just threw this thing together.
That would be a good idea, actually.
I think it's pretty cool for what
Yeah.
we did. We got big old fat tire on the front. Our mock,
Our eBay motorcycle.
that was eBay, wasn't it?
eBay motorcycle gas tank.
Our tractor seat, which I think we got to put one of these on V2.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was cool.
Maybe,
it is just,
maybe even that seat.
it is just welded on there, so
Surprisingly grippy
yeah, holds you in there.
on
you
the
know?
Chicas. Along with the seat, we got a 440 Bombardier out of a Skidoo snowmobile, obviously. Something wrong with it, or we underestimated how much power we need for this.
I think most of the issue is we don't have gears.
Yeah.
So it's all in this torque converter setup. That's what they call it. It's designed to smoothly apply the power. And when you're drifting, you need that kick to get those tires spinning.
We were hoping that just like having tires instead of a massive track that it would just make up for it and you can just bean it and it would just peel out, but not the case.
I think my favorite feature of this whole thing is these. These are stretched to the max tires. We did the whole gasoline. We use gas or brake clean.
Yep.
These brake clean to set these. These are 6.5-inch wide tires on 8.5-inch wide wheels. Got it done and it looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
Hoping to retain these as well for
Definitely.
V2. See if it runs.
Okay, I got the throttle and the switch.
This thing's kind of a workout to get going. Oh, pretty cool.
Said that. It decides to move randomly.
Anyway,
On to this.
I think this is lead-based paint.
Could be. Breaking news!
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City.
This is my 1997 Chevy Suburban 1500 four-wheel drive with a 350. The only thing it goes through is fuel pumps. The tires are from 2015. It's helped get all of this, other than vehicles specifically, here. The only modifications I've done to it at all is add some subs to it. I did put some upgraded brakes, some upgraded factory brakes. They are slightly slotted rotors because if you drive a Suburban, they go through rotors like crazy if you're not careful with the brakes, especially when you're towing something. And those cheap brakes you get in the auto part stores in town, just the regular basic ones, in my experience, they just warp on these trucks like crazy. So other than subs and some better rotors, that's all I had to do with it. Fuel pump twice in a year though. That one sucked. Shitty fuel pump.
Second time we got it kicking again with
Yeah.
a rock in a parking lot. That was fun.
That was quite the surprise.
Turns out you just hit it just right with a rock you find in a parking lot. She'll kick right on, you know. This thing has done a lot for the channel, actually. He's done quite a few how-to videos with it. Our most popular being the cam position sensor change on it. That's like at like 120,000 views, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We got some weight reduction. It's got a lot of sand in it for some reason.
Well, it's never been to the sand dune.
No, it's never been to the sand dunes. Just ignore that and that. We didn't accidentally jump it one time. I. Other than the rust, since a child, multiple, grew up in here. The carpets are a little stained. I didn't do that. I don't know where that one came from. But basically, the carpets from there all the way to the back, they're shot. The driver's seats get a little soft on the side. It's not ripped yet, but the foam's kind of doing this, you know. Moving on from this, we'll look at whatever that thing is.
This here is our oldest abandoned project. We call it Super Sears. It's a Sears Super 12, right?
Super Track, I think it's right there.
Super
got
12
it on-
Hydro Track Sears. It was like originally, it was like a 68.
Something is ancient.
It's
I know
oldest tractor we have by far. We wanted to turn this into like a show build, race build thing, kind of just something we could take to the parade.
that. Thinking like Chrome V8 or V-twin, something cool.
We basically all we did was take it apart and then we tried to find a motor, couldn't find it. We did stretch the front.
We did.
It does look kind of crazy. It might be 9 inches either side, maybe.
We stretched it an amount. We don't know.
Yeah, we do want to get back to this eventually. But anyway, yeah, there's not much to it. It's cool. It's old.
It is.
This is cast iron right here.
We like the hood ornament, and you'll see right here, we've got the wood grain dash. And the dash isn't plastic either. It's cast aluminum or something.
This is the tractor that pretty much started all for us.
Might not have started it, but it definitely helped shape what we're doing now, really.
Technically, we had a really shitty Cub Cadet that
Yeah.
my aunt gave us for free, and we wanted to try and make it fast. We couldn't do it, and we reached out to our welding teacher.
We're like, hey, Dave, we need a lawnmower to make it go fast because ours is a hydro. And he said, yeah, I got one. I'm like, okay, cool. So we went, picked it up, saw this. It was silver. And we were like, okay, cool, great, we'll take it, I guess.
The real appeal
Yes.
is this thing has a legit like manual transmission with gears, just like the other Sears does.
Got a high and a low. We saw that, we're like, dude, we're good. So first thing we did, we put a smaller pulley on it. I think we've clocked this one. Third gear, high. I think it'll do 15 miles an hour on a good day downwind. And then we painted it this red color. We rattle canned it first with some random red we had laying around that Joey couldn't see. So then we moved next year into engineering class, and he had a powder coater. And he was like, hey, we need somebody to powder coat something for school. And we were like, okay.
We got something.
So that's how it became red. It has fallen into slight disrepair. The intake manifold is coming apart, basically. So I got to get a new intake for it, or have somebody weld that solid. Other than that, I've used this as a daily before I used that one. So this one was great. It needs a little bit of love. So that's what we got planned for it. Hopefully in the near future, because I do want to get this going.
I would say this is probably the reason we're still doing it.
Yeah.
If we would have just had that Cub Cadet, I don't think we would be doing videos still.
It kind of started our love for, I guess, tinkering and restoring and preserving stuff, which ultimately led to my Impala.
I think this is still the header of the channel.
Yeah,
Me riding it like.
So the header, that was before we painted it. It doesn't even have a hood or the front end.
That's right.
It's completely, you wouldn't even know this is that, but it is that.
This will be in the museum of ATD.
Yep.
When we die.
It does run enough. Let's fire it up. This one has a clutch safety. Hey, it runs today. Oh. It's got one really strong cylinder.
Yeah. Another's a little leaky.
Yeah.
Anyway, we kind of just wanted to bring you back in time to what the channel is and what we've done, and kind of just thank you to everybody that's subscribed and stuck with us over the years. We've got a lot planned coming up. Yeah. We got a lot going on with the Preludes, if I can source parts in time.
The Ludes.
The Ludes.
The Ludes.
The Ludes.
Got a lot of stuff planned for the Impala as well. That's not in this video. It would be probably right here if it was, but we'll talk about that in a second. Unfortunately, this is not my Impala. It's a 64th of one. I got the motor back there, though. I don't know what to say. Fuck. This is the only thing I have worth talking about. Got this motor bored out, 60 over, and it's got a 383 kit in it, so it's like a 6.4 liter. I don't know. It's a freaking too big of a motor. And it's got a random cam in it, and I don't know what the part number is, so that's going to be fun. Anyway, got a half a video done working on those things over there. Wheel wells, sandblasting. Also started going through the stainless and trying to straighten it out, fixing it, going through wiring. It's just a random video that doesn't really have an end yet. But I decided I'm going to wait on all that until I get the car back, just because it's hard to know what to do next until I actually have it. So that's kind of where we're at here. This thing's a freaking, I don't even know. Yeah.
I just can't get over how good everything looks.
Unfortunately, I kind of got the wrong pistons. She's going to be a little high on the compression. It's not very easy to get some spicy gas around here. And you can, but you're going to pay $1 million for it. I just want to drive the car, not race it. So that's another hurdle. Hurdle, the cam, hurdle, the pistons. Probably just going to put some, maybe even the original smog heads back on, because I think even the Vortec and the camel hump heads are too hot for this thing. But I don't know. I still got to call a bunch of people, figure out what the hell we got to do with this thing. But that's where we're at on the motor. I think the most popular video we've done for the Impala on the channel is the how to wire up your HEI distributor. It's at top right. No, my fuel filter was not on backwards. And the intake was coming off anyway, so it's fine. It's just a theory about the distributor, I promise. Like, everything's in pieces, it doesn't matter. It's not gone. I want to work on it as much as you guys want to see it. I cannot wait. All my brothers even, he's gonna have his hot rod truck, and I'm sitting here, I was like, I started all this, where's my car at? Come on. I don't know. It's coming back, should be soon. Bear with me. You bet once we come back, once it's back, that's all I'm doing. I'm gonna be in here. working on it. I'm gonna have that thing driving in like 2 months. Easy. I've got pretty much every part I need for it. I just need the car. So basically, that's where we're at with the Impala. And yeah.
This is it. This is all the projects, and there's certainly more to come.
This is ATD, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for whatever the hell we're gonna work on next.
If there's anything here that caught your attention, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. And to everybody that's been here, thank you so much for the 1,000. Woo! See you later.
Bye.